In the gleaming skyscrapers of New York City's financial district, where Wall Street pulsed with the heartbeat of capitalism, stood the headquarters of Vanguard Capital Partners. It was a finance office like no other, sleek, modern, with open-plan floors buzzing with ambitious young analysts, seasoned traders barking orders into headsets, and executives in tailored suits sealing multi-million-dollar deals over artisanal coffee. The air was thick with the scent of ambition, espresso, and the faint metallic tang of high-stakes risk. This was where dreams were made or shattered, and for Alex Rivera it was home. Alex was a 32-year-old rising star, a first-generation Mexican-American who had clawed his way up from a modest upbringing in Queens. With a sharp mind honed at NYU's Stern School of Business and an unyielding work ethic, he had joined Vanguard 5 years ago as a junior analyst. Now he was the lead on the firm's hottest division, mergers and acquisitions. His days started at 5 a.m. with a run through Central Park, followed by 12-hour shifts poring over spreadsheets, negotiating with CEOs and spotting opportunities that others missed. Alex's secret weapon, his intuition. He could read a balance sheet like a poker player reads faces, and he had a knack for turning underdogs into unicorns. His boss, Marcus Hale, was the epitome of old money Wall Street. At 48, Marcus had the silver hair, the Harvard pedigree, and the country club membership to match. He wore custom Brioni suits and drove a Tesla Model S, but beneath the polished exterior was a ruthless operator. Marcus had mentored Alex from day one, pulling him into high-profile deals and crediting him publicly for successes. "You're like the son I never had," Marcus would say during late-night strategy sessions, clinking glasses of single-malt scotch. Alex believed him. Why wouldn't he? Marcus had fast-tracked his promotions, given him equity stakes in key funds, and even introduced him to his family at holiday parties. Alex's life was a whirlwind of success. He lived in a luxury condo in Tribeca, dated a stunning marketing executive named Sophia, and had a circle of friends who envied his trajectory. But the real thrill was the work. Vanguard was on the cusp of its biggest deal yet, acquiring Technova, a Silicon Valley startup revolutionizing AI-driven financial algorithms. The deal was worth $2.5 billion, and Alex had been the architect. He had identified Technova early, built relationships with its founders, and crunched the numbers to prove it was a goldmine. Marcus had given him the green light, and the board was ecstatic. As the deal neared closing, tension simmered. Rumors swirled about internal power plays. Vanguard's CEO, Elena Voss, a formidable woman in her 60s known for her iron fist, was eyeing retirement. Marcus was the frontrunner to succeed her, but whispers suggested he needed a blockbuster win to seal it. Alex didn't think much of it. He was too busy finalizing due diligence. One crisp autumn evening, after a grueling day, Alex stayed late to review the final contracts. The office was dimly lit, the hum of computers the only sound. He noticed Marcus's light still on in his corner office. Curious, Alex approached, intending to share a breakthrough on Technova's IP valuation. The door was ajar and voices drifted out. "And once the deal closes, we'll attribute the success to the team effort, but I'll take the lead on the presentation to the board," Marcus said, his tone smug. Another voice, familiar, oily, replied. It was Derek Lang, a slimy VP from rival firm BlackRock who had been sniffing around Vanguard for months. "And in return, you'll feed us the intel on Vanguard's pipeline. We can undercut your bids on the next 3 acquisitions." "Exactly," Marcus chuckled. "Alex has done the heavy lifting on Technova. Kid's a genius but too trusting. I'll pin any hiccups on him if needed. Once I'm CEO, I'll bring you over with a fat bonus." Alex froze, his blood turning to ice. Betrayal hit like a sucker punch. Marcus, his mentor, was selling out the firm, and him for personal gain. The deal Alex had built was being used as a bargaining chip. He backed away silently, heart pounding, and slipped out of the building. That night in his condo overlooking the Hudson, Alex paced furiously. Sophia tried to calm him, but rage consumed him. "He used me," Alex spat. "Everything I built he's stealing." Proof was scant, just overheard words, but Alex knew he needed evidence. He couldn't go to Elena without it. Marcus was too entrenched. The next day, Alex played it cool, smiling through meetings while secretly digging. Using his access to the firm's secure servers, he traced emails. Buried in encrypted folders, he found it. Correspondence between Marcus and Derek detailing the sabotage. Marcus planned to leak Technova's proprietary data post-acquisition, tanking Vanguard's value while profiting from short positions. It was corporate espionage, pure and simple. Alex confronted Marcus privately that evening. "I know what you're doing," he said, voice steady despite the storm inside. Marcus's face paled, then twisted into a smirk. "Alex, my boy, you're mistaken. Stress from the deal." "I have proof," Alex lied, bluffing to gauge reaction. Marcus's eyes narrowed. "Listen, kid, Wall Street eats the weak. Join me and you'll be set for life. Refuse and I'll bury you." Alex walked out, but the retaliation was swift. The next morning, an anonymous tip to the board accused Alex of insider trading on Technova. Fabricated logs showed trades from his IP address. Elena suspended him pending investigation. His access was revoked, his reputation tarnished. Sophia, sensing the toxicity, left him. Friends ghosted. In days, Alex went from star to pariah. As he cleared his desk under security escort, Marcus watched from his office, a victorious gleam in his eye. The deal closed without Alex, and Marcus was hailed the hero. He ascended to CEO, toasting his success at a gala where Alex's name was mud. But Alex wasn't done. Humiliated, broke, and alone, he vowed revenge. This was just the beginning. Exiled from Vanguard, Alex hit rock bottom. He crashed on his cousin's couch in Brooklyn, surviving on ramen and freelance gigs analyzing stocks for small-time investors. The finance world was small. Whispers of his scandal followed him. Job offers dried up. He applied to dozens of firms, Goldman, JP Morgan, even startups, but doors slammed shut. Marcus had blackballed him, spreading lies through his network. Nights blurred into days of obsession. Alex pored over the evidence he'd salvaged, screenshots of those emails, timestamps proving Marcus's involvement. But going public was risky. Without ironclad proof, it'd be his word against a CEO's. He needed more. He needed allies. Enter Lena Chen, a sharp-eyed investigative journalist at the Wall Street Journal. Alex had met her at a conference years ago. She covered white-collar crime with a pit bull's tenacity. He reached out anonymously, leaking snippets. Interested in a story about corruption at Vanguard, he emailed. Lena bit. They met in a dingy coffee shop in Midtown. She was 35 with a no-nonsense bob haircut and eyes that missed nothing. "Why me?" she asked, sipping black coffee. "Because you're not afraid of the big fish," Alex replied, sliding a USB drive across the table. She reviewed the files, whistling low. "This could blow up, but I need corroboration, sources, witnesses." Alex nodded. "I'll get them, just hold off until I say." Meanwhile, he rebuilt. He took a low-level job at a fintech startup in San Francisco, commuting coast to coast to stay under radar. There, he honed skills in blockchain and cybersecurity, tools for his payback. He also reconnected with old Vanguard colleagues who'd been sidelined by Marcus. Jamal, a brilliant coder demoted for questioning ethics. Maria, a compliance officer forced out after flagging irregularities. Together, they formed a shadow team. Jamal hacked into public records, uncovering Marcus's hidden offshore accounts. Maria provided insider knowledge on Vanguard's vulnerabilities. "He's expanded into crypto funds," she said. "High risk, low oversight." Alex's plan crystallized. Expose Marcus not just for the betrayal but dismantle his empire. He'd infiltrate Vanguard systems, gather undeniable proof, and trigger a cascade of failures. But revenge demanded sacrifice. Alex's health suffered, sleepless nights, skipped meals. He dated sporadically, but trust was shattered. One night, drowning sorrows in a dive bar, he met Riley, a cybersecurity expert with a punk edge and tattoos peeking from her sleeves. She worked for a white-hat hacking firm, and their chemistry was electric. "What's your story?" she asked over whiskey. Betrayed by a mentor, planning payback, Alex confessed, half joking. Riley's eyes lit up. "Need help, I live for chaos." She joined the fold, teaching Alex advanced phishing techniques. They simulated attacks on dummy systems, perfecting their approach. Back in New York, Marcus thrived. As CEO, he pushed aggressive expansions, acquiring more tech firms and launching a Vanguard crypto fund. His lifestyle ballooned, a Hamptons mansion, private jets, affairs with models, but cracks showed. The Technova integration faltered without Alex's expertise. Glitches in the AI algorithms cost millions. Shareholders grumbled. Alex struck first subtly. Using Riley's tools, he anonymously tipped regulators about Vanguard's lax compliance. An SEC audit ensued, rattling nerves. Marcus blamed external hackers, but paranoia set in. Then the big move. Alex engineered a spear phishing email to Marcus disguised as a board update. Marcus clicked, granting backdoor access. Jamal sifted through data, finding the motherlode, records of bribes, embezzlement, and the original Technova sabotage. With proof in hand, Alex contacted Lena again. "Publish now," he said. The article dropped like a bomb. Vanguard CEO implicated in corporate espionage and fraud. Details were damning: emails, transactions, witnesses. Jamal and Maria went on record anonymously. Stock plummeted 30% overnight. Investors fled. Elena, now on the board, demanded Marcus's resignation. But Marcus fought dirty. He hired Pies to dig on Alex, uncovering his involvement. Threats arrived, anonymous calls, slashed tires. One night thugs cornered Alex in an alley. "Stay out of it," they growled, landing punches. Bruised but unbroken, Alex pressed on. Riley patched him up, their bond deepening into romance. "We're in this together," she said. As Vanguard teetered, Alex prepared the final blow, a whistleblower lawsuit backed by evidence. But Marcus, cornered, lashed out. He leaked doctored files framing Alex for the hacks, turning the tables. The descent deepened. Alex was arrested for cybercrimes, bail set high. In a cold cell, doubt crept in. Had revenge consumed him? Jail was a wake-up call. Alex spent 2 weeks in Rikers, staring at graffiti-scarred walls, replaying his life. "This is what Marcus wants," he thought. "Me broken." But allies rallied. Riley bailaid him out with savings. Lena's follow-up articles cast doubt on the charges, portraying Alex as a victim-turned-vigilante. Freed, Alex went underground, holing up in a safe house in Jersey. The team regrouped. "We end this legally," Maria insisted. "Lawsuits our weapon." They filed a class action suit against Marcus and Vanguard for fraud, seeking billions in damages. Plaintiffs included shafted employees and investors. Evidence was airtight: digital trails, witness testimonies. The trial gripped Wall Street. In a federal courtroom, Alex faced Marcus across the aisle. Marcus, in a crisp suit, sneered. His lawyers painted Alex as a disgruntled ex-employee with a grudge. But Alex's team was prepared. On the stand, he recounted the betrayal, voice steady. "He mentored me, then stabbed me in the back for power." Cross-examination was brutal. "You hacked the system, didn't you?" Marcus's attorney barked. "I accessed what was mine to expose the truth," Alex replied, unflinching. Bombshells dropped. Jamal testified to the offshore accounts, Maria to compliance failures. Lena's articles were entered as exhibits. Even Derek Lang, facing his own charges, flipped, confirming the espionage. Marcus crumbled. Under oath, lies unraveled. "It was business," he muttered, but the jury saw greed. The verdict: guilty on all counts. Marcus faced prison, 10 years for fraud, embezzlement. Vanguard settled for $1.2 billion, bankrupting the firm. Assets were liquidated. Employees like Jamal and Maria got severance. Alex's charges dropped, deemed self-defense in whistleblowing. He emerged victorious but scarred. Media hailed him a hero, the Avenger of Wall Street. Post-trial, Alex started his own firm, Rivera Integrity Capital, focusing on ethical investments. Riley joined as CTO, their relationship blossoming. Sophia, she reached out, apologetic, but Alex had moved on. Marcus, stripped of wealth, rotted in federal prison, a cautionary tale. In his new office overlooking the city, Alex raised a glass. To Payback, he toasted. Victory tasted sweet, but he knew, in finance, trust was the real currency.